G'day viewers, it's Michael here again and welcome back to SingleRacer. And now I'm excited to bring you the third in a three-part series of channel challenges where I take on other channels and try and beat their times. Now the good thing about this one is it was totally unexpected. If you have a look, these two here that I've just done were already planned, and the Chuck Does Hotlaps was in my head for quite a long time. I just didn't get a chance to get around to it, mainly due to the brilliance that I think Automobilista 2 is. And so I'm glad to bring that to a natural close so that I can probably bring you an Automobilista 2 race again now that there's been the update to 0.8.4 at the time of recording this. And so I'm excited to show you that again. But the reason that I'm excited for this one was that it was totally unplanned. And so for those of you that watch a lot of YouTube videos, you would know that when you watch a video like this, you get the recommended videos on the side here. And ooh, SingleRacer, I haven't heard of that guy. I've got to check him out. SingleRacer, okay. That sounds like a video to look at. But yeah, you get the recommended, but the recommended tends to be other people's current videos. You know, the most released video of any channel that you happen to follow. But this time I came across this particular video by Jimmy Broadbent, and the thing that excited me about it is the video was from roughly a year ago, but it was the V8 Supercar, or it's actually a V8 Supercar's set of three cars, a Holden, Ford and Nissan, but he drove the Holden on the Nordschleife, and I'd never even considered doing that and thought, oh, what a great idea, I've got to give this a try. And so here is the brilliant car that I want to drive here, and it comes from a website called, it's either V8S Corsa or V8's Corsa, depending on how you want to pronounce it, and it's a set of three cars including a Ford, a Holden and a Nissan. Now just a bit of housekeeping before I start, because in fairness I think, given that Jimmy Broadbent's video was over a year ago, was that he drove the earlier version here, which is the Holden Commodore VF, whereas I want to drive, because of my favourite driver Craig Lowndes, the more modern version, which I would assume is faster. It's just more technical and probably would be more advanced, so probably faster even in Assetto Corsa is the Commodore ZB here that you see. So here is the car here in all its glory, and a big shout out to Craig Lowndes, one of my top three favourite drivers. I hope he has a happy retirement now that he's no longer in the V8 Supercar series, but he was definitely one of my top three drivers of all time, growing up watching him at Bathurst along with Valentino Rossi in the MotoGP, and of course the legendary Michael Schumacher over at the F1 series. And so now of course it's time to go hot lapping, but just to clear up another point in regard to the Jimmy Broadbent hot lap, because I already mentioned that I'm driving the arguably more advanced VB version of the car, but also I didn't need to check whether Jimmy drove a default car, because I enjoy racing on RSR. I always try and beat the world record or just go for a good lap time, and so I want to do that here because I've never thought to drive the car on the Nordschleife for some reason, and so I thought I'd give it a go. So I'm running the more advanced car and a full setup. So if you feel like having a go, it's open slather to how you want to do the setup yourself. But let's see how I go now. So this is Michael signing out for SingleRacer. I'll catch you next time. See you later, and let's go hot lapping. Okay folks, so let's go for a flying hot lap in this amazing V8 Supercar. And I didn't realise why I didn't drive this on the Nordschleife, and it's because it's an absolute monster car to handle, trying to get all this incredible power that it has down onto the road. And as we go through here, see, it just wants to understeer like crazy. Now, just to explain, this car has both a balance of terrible understeer because it has no ABS and no traction control and is heavy as anything. So like here, it just wants to understeer all the time, but also throttle oversteer because you're trying to contain, I believe on average, 680 brake horsepower to the rear wheels, and there it just wants to fight you all the way. So no wonder I never drove it before on the Nordschleife, but let's try and do the best we can. So here I've got to be a bit careful as I ease off just to try and get it turned in. And the thing about this is that I often talk about my slow in fast out, which I'm trying to do here, but on this track in particular you've got to be so patient as I kind of ease off here to try and get that turn. But here's a great example, and I'll tell you the corners about just being patient. See, it just refuses to turn, so you've got to be patient and wait and let the car tell you when it's ready to get through the corner and accelerate again. And here's another particular example where I make sure I ease off to get through this. I love this section, but here's a great example where you've got to take it down to second. Just be patient here, especially just patient and wait and get through the corner and then accelerate out of the corner. It's amazing that being patient and easing off actually gives you a faster lap time most of the time. So here's another beauty where we come down this hill, and I just got to be a bit careful because I normally drive a little bit harder, but here you can just feel the weight. It just doesn't want to turn, and you've got to allow for that and try and get through these corners. But if ever there was a corner that you'd call being patient on, it's this one down here. But I absolutely love this corner. So you come flying down here, usually down to first in most cars, and now be patient, let it turn, and now accelerate. Now use all the power to pull yourself out of that very sharp hairpin corner. And again, just be a little bit careful here about the weight. I've hit that wall so many times by overdriving, and this is a track notorious for punishing you if you overdrive. And probably another corner as well coming up here, another kind of hairpin bend where you've just got to, I know it's going to be hard to get it in, so I've got to get through that. Now that was pretty good because I was aware now of the weight and kind of predicted it and slowed it down a little bit better through that section. But now let's unleash this power and take probably my favourite corner of the whole track when you know how to take it well. And there's a little bit of guttering or concrete on the far right hand side, and I love just, here we go, putting the wheel over and just flying through that corner. Oh man, that's a fantastic corner when you are used to taking it at full speed. But here is another patient corner where usually again down to second, in third in some cars, and just be patient to let the car tell you when it wants to get around the corner enough to accelerate. And here's an interesting one where it's like 2 dabs to the left and then 1 straighten, 2 dabs to the left and 1 straighten. So to get through that carousel, that's the pattern I tend to use to get it the fastest through the carousel. Now here is my favourite section because I like to drive, and this isn't one of them, but what I call balanced cars, where you get a car like this and it's powerful down the straights, but here you just struggle to keep it fast. And the more balanced cars, like my favourite car, which is the Ferrari 458 GT2 car, I often catch the faster cars here through because of it's faster through this section being more balanced. So as we try and get through here, screw it up to 3, back down to second gear here to see, I was worried I was going to understeer into the fence then, and just ease off more than normal in this car. And again, just trying to make sure I pull it up. There's another corner I often come off on just overdriving, and this track is notorious for overdriving. And this is a favourite section of mine where I brake before the fall, change down, and then try and make that corner. If you do that well, it's the most exhilarating feeling, just flying out of these bends. But this is a harder one. This right, left, right, making sure you're trying not to hit the curbing too much to throw you. But I crashed on a practice lap here, coming in too hot again, and especially here I really have to back off here just to make sure I get it around. And this is another carousel where you kind of be patient down the second and just let it turn, and now accelerate. But here we want to use all the gearing. Now I've selected the highest gearing possible in this car, which is 308, but I don't think I'll get over 300 because it's uphill and this car is so heavy. So let's see now if I can hit 300 as I literally unleash the beast with all the power this car offers to fly up this hill. Now, look at that beautiful air balloon. Man, Content Manager has added so much to this game, but let's see, can I get over 300? Come on, come on, come on. You can do it. But okay, not here, but definitely down the hill. I want to hit 300, yes. Now let's use all the power and now try and pull it up. Down, hang on to it, hang on to it. Oh, this is crazy. Who wants to drive this car on the Nordschleife? Oh, I absolutely love it, to be honest. Now, let's cross the line and see how I do. A 6:53. Jeez. Now, that was fast. So, let's see how I did on RSR live timing. Oh, man. I need to get my breath back. Okay folks, so given Jimmy Broadbent did a 6.59, I know I've beaten him, but how did I do? Oh, second place, and by 0.4 I think that is. Jeez, I tell you what, I reckon I could get a world record on this if I gave it another go. A couple of those corners were shocking. Anyway, so if you feel like having a go, the link will be in the description. This was a hell of a lot of fun. This is Michael signing out for SingleRacer. I'll catch you next time. See you later. And now let's go to the external camera view. See ya.
Bye.